What's up, guys, and welcome back to Junkyard Truck. If you're enjoying this series, make sure to leave a like on the video. It would be greatly appreciated. In the last episode, we were finally able to locate the dent side pickup truck, and I made the decision to remove the V8 block from it. That way we could take it back home with us and rebuild it in a more comfortable environment, which is exactly what we're going to be tackling today. But before we do, you already know there's got to be something that we have to accomplish prior to our main objective. I really wanted to run some moonshine last episode, and we never got the chance to. So before we start wrenching on that sucker, I'm just going to get some additional supplies. Thanks, Long Johnson. Appreciate that. So we're not necessarily doing this for money. We have $9 grand chilling in our bank account, which is insane. And then we have, what, $1,200 chilling in the back pocket. So we're not hurting. I don't want to buy all this V8 stuff only to end up broke at the tail end of things. You know what I mean? I'll be leaving the block here temporarily so we can have a little bit more space in the bed of the Diamondback. But we've got these three barrels, these three buckets that have some mash in it. They're ready to rip tater chips, so we'll get them loaded up. And then I'll try to see how many crates of jars we'll be able to fit in here as well. Hopefully we can take all of them that we've already purchased. I don't think we'll have to buy any more of them, though. Oh, and then I don't remember how much ambrosia we still had at the still site. And rather than driving all the way back out to the ambrosia tree, it's like clear in the northeast corner of the map. I think I'm just going to grab some blackberries from right outside the parts lady's place. We are still rocking a check engine light in Old Girl, but honestly, that's not really gonna matter once we're all said and done here today. I guess it didn't really matter last time either. This thing handled every single challenge that we threw at it flawlessly. I feel like that's maybe gonna fall out, so... Really? Really? Cool, cool. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'll put them all back. Okay, I should probably grab a 12-pack for the road, too. Not much to drink up... Oh, my good lord. Not much to drink up there at the still site. Why? Dude, why does it always rain on us? It's so loud. It's always so loud. Well, we made it. I guess that's good news. Okay, we've got maybe 3 things of ambrosia up here still, so we're looking okay. Oh no, I forgot a battery. Since Jig's contraption still can't be moved, it's actually immovable. We are still stuck with using the car battery. That's okay though. We've got an additional propane tank up here. I think we'll be making quick work of this shine, honestly. We've got our beefarinos still, blackberries too if we really need to use them. Hopefully we'll just be using the ambrosia. Still got a little bit in the infuser left too. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank goodness. Well, let's crack open our first bucket of mash and we will get our shine on. In case the developer ever sees this somehow, just hear me out for a second, all right? What about a limited edition golden coonpecker that could be put in the end of the worm here and would make it so that it cuts the time that it takes to fill this trough in half? Just an idea. Just an idea. Always make sure that you save prior to leaving this area, because at the end of this road is the sheriff's station. And that could get a little weird. We haven't been pulled over for shining yet, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't happen today. I'm just gonna back into the gas station real slow like. Wait for him to drive on by, and everything's great. Everything's going according to plan today, as it should. Let's get all this shine sold off. Afternoon, gents. Good to see you again.
Woo! That's
Go ahead.
strong.
Pay up. $8,000. $8,400, dude. That's incredible. That is just incredible. And keep in mind, oh, I'm gonna move these to the bed temporarily. I also lost one of our buckets. I don't know if you noticed that, but we only had 2 just there. Perfect. It got reset to the lost and found. So we've got $8,400 on us at the moment. We also still have $9,000 chilling in our bank account. So we're gonna put her in reverse Terry. I'm gonna drop all these buckets off back behind the gas station again. And we'll head into the parts store and start buying every single piece that we need in order to rebuild that V8, dude. I'm so stoked for this. All right, we are starting to get a little sleepy, so we're gonna have to do this pretty quick. We need that. We need that. I mean, we're gonna need pretty much everything, right? $200 a pop. It's a good thing we have a little bit of extra Skrilla. Oh, we've got the V8 carb. I guess, I don't know, do we want to, like, jump to the turbocharged system immediately, or should we try the carb first? Let's just buy everything. We really might as well. We've got the money for it. There's a water pump. We've got the camshaft, crank pulley, distributor. Again, do we just get the turbo stuff? Let's do it all. Let's do it all. And then we can kind of mess around with both setups and see, you know, which one we prefer. Probably gonna end up preferring the twin turbo setup, but you never know. Got valve covers, oil pan, 8 pistons at $90 a pop. We've got $5,900 remaining. Timing chain cover, torque converter, timing gear B, timing gear A, I guess, technically. And then V8 transmission. I don't know if this is the same one that's currently in the dent side or not, but we're going to scoop that up as well. And then here's the fun stuff. Turbo exhaust headers. We've got the turbo intake manifold, fuel rail for EFI. I think that's going to allow us to probably ditch the carburetor. Twin turbskis at $800 a pop, dude. This is insane. Intercoolers for both of those as well. And then turbo oil cooler, turbo inlet pipes, and I believe that should be everything, right? There's a couple more things over here. That's just a single turbo for the V8. I don't think we need that if we're going twins. And then while we're here, I just want to make sure that this lady doesn't have anything else for us to do. Perfect. Let's get all this stuff loaded up, and we'll head back home, start assembling this twin turbo V8.
Later. The road to Rowhammer after the disastrous flood last month. The local fire chief has expressed concern with the timeline, stating that the town only has 1 crew member working on the town's fire hydrant system.
So I guess the radio does work? Which is weird. The truck wasn't even on, and it just started going. It was very strange. I also just spent like 30 minutes loading everything up in the bed of the truck. It's gonna probably take me a few more minutes to get it all unloaded, and then I do have to head to bed. But come tomorrow morning, we will for sure be building this V8. Okay, so normally what I would do is sort of like a nut and bolt tightening montage, which is fine, but I feel like it doesn't really convey where everything is supposed to go very well. So we're going to try to do this one a little bit differently. And to get us started, I just want to see if we're able to respray the block at all. Doesn't look like it. Oh, spoke too soon. Turns out I just don't know how to use spray paint still. I always feel like having a little bit like more contrast with the block and the cylinder heads, I feel like it usually looks a little bit better. Oh, wait, before we even put that on there, let's grab the flywheel for sure, for sure. That's supposed to go on this side. Or not. Turns out I'm an idiot. We kind of need the crank first, because how else is the flywheel supposed to bolt to the rest of the assembly? You know what I mean? So we've got just a couple of these bolts here around the flywheel. We'll get all of them tightened up, and then we'll be able to move on. Do we have to tighten the main bearing caps? Doesn't look like it. Seems like we're good. Also, do the pistons have... They do have the little shackle. I don't know the proper terminology for that, or maybe I do. I just can't think of it at the moment. We're looking good though, ladies and gents. We're looking good so far. So now that we have that taken care of, let's move to maybe the camshaft next. That's supposed to go smack dab in the center of the block, right yonder. Also got one bolt on that sucker. And with that taken care of, I think this either goes on the bottom. Yeah, we just need it to be higher up off the ground. Or wait. Jumping the gun again. Would you please just go on the ground? I need you on the ground, please. Okay, let's just put the torque converter on the back then. Hopefully there's not any hardware for that. No, seems fine. We're learning together. We are learning together. Also, no bolts on that guy. We're going to want this one down yonder. And now we can take our V8 timing chain and get that installed. Again, no hardware. Love that. I want to try respraying this timing cover. There it is. Sometimes it's right click, sometimes it's E. I don't really understand why, but that's okay. Just 4 bolts on this sucker. See what I'm saying though? Like color matching this with the block, that's gonna go a long way. And now we can install our crank pulley. 1 bolt on that mamma jamma. What about the valve covers? Maybe we should try to respray the valve covers red. That looks pretty solid. Maybe the intake manifold as well. Okie dokie. Guess not. It is already red. It's just a different shade of red that's really going to bother me, but it's fine. You know what? It's fine. Oil pan cannot be resprayed. Our oil filter is going to go right back here at the back of the block. And now I think we're ready to start installing all of these pistons. All 8 of them. Now we can rotate this sucker around. Hello? Okay. Sure. Yeah, that works. That's fine by me. Okay, so I didn't see any V8 head gaskets at the store, which means that they either don't exist or we're supposed to somehow purchase 2 4-banger head gaskets. I'm just gonna run it like this, and hopefully that's the right thing to do. Moving on to the oil pan. We are unfortunately gonna have to rotate it over, but thankfully it's actually working this time around. That's good news. Is this another? It's another 4-bolt oil pan. IRL, I would kill for that in Minecraft. My oil pan has like 20 plus bolts on it, so 4 is kind of insane. Obviously, IRL, that wouldn't seal very good, but it is still pretty sick. I want to put this on the counter and try to respray it again. I think that maybe we were like too far away from it or something. Nope, okay. You know what? That's fine. It is what it is. Now we should be able to pop on both of our valve covers, just like the intake manifold and the oil pan just 4 bolts for these as well. We should probably start bolting up a few of these accessories or accessories, depending on where you're from. You might say it a little bit differently, prior to installing the turbo exhaust headers and the turbskis themselves. I'm very, very eager to get those bolted up. I mean, it's already looking kind of nuts. Definitely the largest engine that we've worked on thus far. Our fuel pump is going to go right down here, bottom left of the block. 2 bolts on that sucker. What else we got? Alternator, very important. That's probably going to go on this side somewhere. Maybe not. Oh, I just saw it. Way up here. Got it. Okay. We have how many bolts? Oh, that's for something completely different. So is that. Is it just this one? Oh, wait, hang on. There's another one up on the top. There it is. Okay. And then distributor. Does it go right here at the front? No. Okay. I figured that was kind of a weird spot for it. Goes right here at the back. 2 bolts on that sucker. No, 1 bolt. Right, because you have to be able to, like, turn the distributor to get the timing right and all that good stuff. Not a V8 guy. I know a little. Not a lot, though. Also, while we were at the store, I decided to grab plug wires. I think this is the 4-banger starter. No idea. No real clue, honestly. And then an additional cone filter, which we'll probably have to remove this cone filter to pop it on the front of the other turbo. We're doing good, though. We're making good progress. Got the clutch fan. That's going to go right on the water pump. 1 big old bolt holding that sucker in there. And fuel rail. Some of this stuff might go in the engine bay, so we may just have to, like, bring some things along with us when we go to retrieve the dent side. But let's see if this 4-banger starter is gonna bolt up perfectly. Nice. Okay, I'm really, really glad that I scooped that up as well. Is that the only bolt? Maybe. We'll find out. We'll find out soon enough. Now, plug wires. Of course, that just has to go straight on the distributor. All right, all right. And instead of being a 4-banger set of plug wires, now it's V8 plug wires. Now we can start to bolt up these turbo exhaust headers. So this is going to be the driver side. And then the other one is obviously going to be the passenger side. They're a little rustier than I was expecting to see. They're probably fine, though. Turbo numero uno. And turbo numero dos. This thing is enormous. It better make some serious jam, too. I mean, you can't look this good and not perform well. You know what I mean? I think the last thing that we need to do is just put on this turbo intake pipe. That's going to connect the intake manifold to the turbo, or at least I thought. That's definitely not connected. Oh, intercooler. Probably has to go through the intercooler first. So this is something that we can attach off of the vehicle. That's convenient. I don't see any hardware for that. Must just be held on by hose clamps or something. Got the passenger side as well. There it is. The fan blades being so close to these, what I'm assuming are just like silicone pieces of tubing, of pipe, that does kind of sketch me out a little bit, but is game, is only game. And then we don't need these cone filters, I don't think. Nope. All right, cool. Well, we got an extra just in case we ever do need it. And I'm not seeing any spots for this turbo oil cooler. So maybe this is only meant for like the single turbo kit, or it's something that has to be mounted into the engine bay. So we've got radiator hoses and turbo oil cooler. That's it. I've got everything that we may need loaded up into the bed of the truck. Let's go try to rescue the dent side.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
No freaking way. No way. All right, well, there goes $2,000. It's a good thing we have $2,000 on us still. We also still have $9K chilling in the bank account. I guess before we venture back out to the dent side, we're gonna have to replace all of our tires, because if one goes, they're all bound to go at some point. I also brought motor oil. We need a thing of coolant while we're here. Also need some food too. I'm gonna get 2 beefaronis, beefarinos. Why does that trip me up every single time? And then I brought the jerry can too. That way we could, make sure that the dent side has fuel in it. I gotta be honest with you guys. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous about this. Maybe we should have tried to make sure that it turns over and everything in the Diamondback prior to just bringing it out here on a whim. I guess the first thing that I need to do is crawl underneath here. Ooh. Transfer case isn't looking too hot, but we've got a new transmission. So let's just go ahead and unscrew these 3 bolts. I think it's just 3, right? And there's a rain, of course. Of course. Who doesn't want to be wrenching? Oh, who doesn't want to be wrenching in the rain? That is incredible. Okay, we've got to make sure that doesn't disappear on us. And then we've got the V8 transmission. Oh, I still got to pull out the other transmission. Like so. I bought one just in case this one was bad. It looks a little crusty, but not near as bad as the transfer case. Oh, we could just put this stuff in the bed. Duh. Our Diamondback's transfer case isn't really looking much better. Otherwise, we could have just swapped the 2 around. We'll probably be able to get out of here with this, It doesn't have to be completely and totally souped up. Really wish we didn't have to do this in the rain, but we're gonna be fine. Everything is gonna be just fine. Oh. Why are you doing that? Could you not? Could you just go in normally? All right, maybe I need to tighten a few bolts or something. That is not working. Why are you not working? And now every time I try to take it back out, it just teleports right back to the engine bay, which wouldn't be a problem if it were, sitting in there normally. Let's see if we couldn't disconnect the transmission. Maybe we'll try to install the engine without the transmission at first. And maybe without the intercooler stuff? How about now? What is happening? Why don't you just work? Okay, this is just stupid. I don't know what the problem is, but I'm thinking we're gonna have to quit the game and come back. The real downside with having to do that is now I have to replace all 4 of our tires again, but could be a blessing in disguise because I also robbed a fan belt off of our i4 back at home. I couldn't help but notice that we didn't have one of those before. So we're looking a little bit better. Maybe. We're back, baby. We are back. Just in time for it to start raining on us again. So instead of removing the transmission like we did last time, I'm just gonna try to throw the entire thing in without removing anything else. And it's still doing the same. Where are you going? It's still doing the same thing. Did I make a mistake by assembling this off-site? Do we really have to piece the whole thing together out here in the middle of nowhere? I'm starting to think that might be the case. Thankfully, this time I saved after we replaced all 4 of our tires. Oh, did you settle down? No. So I'll be back. Maybe the twin turb skis are throwing things off a little bit. You know, maybe the game or the truck is expecting to see a more stock V8. So I've removed both of the turb skis. We do still have the turbocharger, you know, intake manifold on and all that good jazz. This time for sure, please. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. It should just go right in. And the fact that I'm like able to pick it up and walk away with it, yet it ends up back in the engine bay, that tells me that something's wrong. But I don't know what it is.
1 hour later.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Only by removing just about every component that comes into contact with the block will the dent side accept this engine. Only trouble is, after disassembling everything, I lost a few things under the ground, so we're gonna have to restart again. But before we even try to put the engine in the truck, we have to tear it completely down. There's not even a torque converter on this. There's not even a flywheel on the back. It's just the crank and the pistons. All of the work that we put into this thing initially was for nothing. Turns out we had to build the entire engine in the engine bay of the dent side. So I'm gonna spend just a few minutes reassembling all of it, and hopefully by the time I get it all pieced back together, it'll turn on and it'll just sort of do what it should have done from the get-go. I'm a little bitter. I'm a little upset, not gonna lie. Oh, that's not boding well for it. We should be able to screw those in way further. Okay, that side is the same. What about the transmission bolts? Okie dokie. What if we unscrew them all the way? We'll take the block back out of the bay, and we'll try this again. Gotta make sure I unscrew this side as well. All right. This has been nothing but pain today. See, I can't walk away with the block. Oh. Spoke too soon. This time for sure then. Wait for the check mark. Got it. There's also no sound that's playing when I install it, but here goes nothing.
1 eternity later.
Okay, every single component that we had to remove in order to get the V8 block to even sit inside the engine bay has been reinstalled. We've got oil, we've got coolant. I tried to fill it up with fuel, but it didn't really seem like it wanted to take any, so let's hop in and hopefully it fires right up. First try? I mean, technically like third, fourth, maybe even fifth try because of us not being able to get the dang engine in here. But it's alive. It is finally alive. What an insane feeling. I was down bad. I'm not gonna lie. I had almost...
The time is currently 12:30 in the morning, though all our clocks here have been running just a little slow tonight. If you've been watching the second hand, you might have noticed it hesitate just enough to let something catch up.
What? Anyways, I had almost given up all hope. But we're good. We are good. Do we have headlights? We have... Oh, yeah, we've got both of them. God, it looked like we only had the one. Okay, well, since we don't have... Uh-oh. Why would I not be able to go forward? Feels like I should be able to go forward. Maybe, I don't know. Just a thought. I would crawl underneath and see what the problem is, but I kind of lost the creeper on the way back in here. Also, I did change out the transmission for... Ooh. Yeah, that sucker's just spinning in there. I did change out the transmission for the nicer, newer one. All the bolts are tightened. Before I give up completely, I'm gonna see if I can't maybe rob the Diamondback of its transfer case, and we'll try to swap these around, see if maybe that's the only issue. All right. How about now? This time for sure. Come on. It still doesn't work. I can't do anything. It turns over great. Sounds like it's running excellent. If I hold shift to engage the clutch, we can rev it a little, but it still doesn't seem to want to move for whatever reason. Amazing. Amazing. And on that terrible, terrible disappointment, that is unfortunately where we're going to have to wind things down at for today. Once again, if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.